Guys, let's try and finish out this league. Got 2 matches to go. Oh, that was quick. We are 2-1, playing at Nauseam in Modern. Leave that closed. Waiting on our opponent. Yeah. Like to see a hand here. I don't know why people do that. They start their match and then run off. All right. Yeah, we're gonna keep this on the play. Depending on what we draw and what they're on will dictate the way we play out our lands. So let's see what we're up against. Oh no. Oh no. The mirror match. Sick. This match is exhausting. Alright, so the key to this matchup is to get an unlife on board. We can go off with unlife on board. We shouldn't lose because we can lab man, and if the Angel's Grace, we can just pact away their whole next turn. So it's kind of, it's not really a race. My opponent is as excited as I am. He said, say it ain't so. So we actually have a fairly good hand here, so let's get our mana acceleration out. So for those of you who've never experienced the joy of the mirror match, you can't just go off Angel's Grace ad nauseam, because what your opponent's going to do is they're going to ad nauseam, either ad nauseam in response, kill you first, or pact you or whatever. Or so say you lightning storm them for lethal, and they just cast Angel's Grace. You can't respond. You have no deck left. You're at a negative life total. If you don't have unlife on board, you're just dead the next turn. And then if all you had to kill them with was lightning storm, you also have no win con. So you can't just go off. So when you go off, you have to have a plan. So our plan, because we play main deck Laboratory Maniac, and I don't know if our opponent does it or does not, is to cast Lab Man and then try and win with Serum Visions. If the Angel's Grace in response, we can't win, but then when we go to discard our 7-card hand, we're going to keep 3 Pact Negations, 3 Angel's Graces, and another probably, I mean, you don't really need the Serum Visions. Like, it would just depend what our 7 cards are, but the whole idea is to just pact their entire next turn and make them have to have another Angel's Grace and so on. So Lightning Storm is awful to have in hand in this match, just like it is in any other match. So we are going to go ahead and just try and slam this. He didn't do anything. That's good. All right. Unfortunately, though, our opponent is unskilled in this match and he just tries to combo. He might get lucky and just beat us because we don't have an Angel's Grace. But he's not going to be able to do lethal damage with unlife on board unless he has something main deck to remove it. So we'll see. Mirror matches come down to either how quickly you draw into what you need or honestly your skill at the deck. I am not too shabby in the mirror, but we'll see. And our opponent needs to pay attention to his time, because this can definitely come to time. I've had the mirror match on Moto come to time. So the fact that, I mean, at this point, there's still loads of time left, so not a concern at the moment, but we'll see. And our opponent has the off chance win that my baby wakes up in the middle of the night, in which case my baby trumps Moto, and then I just have to concede. So I'd like to have an Angel's Grace just to feel protected. Double Ad Nauseam, that is actually excellent. So I think we're going to set up. Yes, here's what we're going to do. We're going to sleight of hand. Need pact negations now. We don't really need mana monkeys. Just want the mana here. Yes, I do. Yeah. So the next turn, try and go off the opponent's end step, I think. His next end step when we're untapped. Depends. We'll see it out. But that way, if he packs us, we can try it again on our turn. Forces him to have double pact, which he's probably playing 3 main deck. That's pretty much across all lists. Standard, rarely I do see them playing 2, and that would put him at a disadvantage here, but I'm gonna assume he's got 3. So with 5 cards in hand, hopefully 1 or none, like we have, drawing into pact would be great. Spoils is almost packed. We're going to do, well, maybe we shouldn't be in a hurry. Why are we in a hurry? All right, we don't want 2 spoils, so we'll take that sleight of hand. Yeah, let's just cast another Serum Visions. At this point, we want all those cantrips. We'll take 1, cast that, and pass the turn. Now, obviously, the more time we give him, the more time we give him to draw Pact. But more worried about him playing Unlife. I do not think I would spoils for a Pact if he did. All right, I think next opponent's end step, we should probably go off, unless he casts an Unlife, then I'm not 100% sure how I want to proceed. And he's just going to land pass, which is good for us. All right, let's at least do the sleight of hand. I want the Angel's Grace too. I want both of these cards. We gotta take the Pact though, it's the better of the 2. Now we don't do anything else and we try and go off on his end step. See how this works. So he shot off a Lotus Bloom, which we don't care about. And here goes nothing. What do you do in response, opponent? Ah, he let us go off. All right. So we will do the Lightning Storm. and make him use at least one Angel's Grace. We're going to leave one in, so we don't necessarily have to Angel's Grace on our turn. As long as we have, yeah, we've got our Lightning Storm. We would have to have 3 monkeys. 1, 2, 3. All right, so no. We'll go ahead and do this. And he may shoot some lands back. I don't know if he will. And then there's the off chance that in his 5 cards he has no Angel's Grace if we just won. That's not usually the case. But the plan here is for him to Angel's Grace, go to 1, which is irrelevant. On our upkeep, we can just draw through, play Lab Man. The Angel's Graces, we pass. We keep a hand of 3 Pact to Negation, 3 more Angel's Grace, and whatever, or a 7th, I don't think it matters. And then make him have to have another Angel's Grace the next turn. Now he's up to something. He's going to add Nauseam. Well, we are obviously not going to let him do that. He must not have an Angel's Grace. Or he does, and he just wants us to burn a Pact. Oh, we're just going to get lucky here. We don't even have to go through all the work. I think we're just going to kill our opponent. Or he wants to make me think that, and he's playing mind games, and he's gonna Angel's Grace with the after these activations. He knows he can't pitch lands back and forth. He plays the deck. There it is. Okay. Yep. So that's fine. So we hit him to 1. And then we go to our turn. And we are going to have to pay for this Pact. We will do so with the Angel's Grace, of course. Nope. Draw our card. All right, we'll play a land for turn. Then we'll go with our Maniac. Here. And we didn't play all of our Serum Visions to know. Okay, Serum Visions here. We have another Angel's Grace. He does not. All right, so we're good. All right, 1 down, and we are still ahead on time. So, Pact, absolutely. Silence, absolutely. Spellskite, no. Sudden Shock. Oh, I hope I get to play this. So, with Sudden Shock, it's even easier. If he tries to do what we just did, it doesn't work. Well, no, it does, because if he tries to go off without a Phyrexian on life for whatever reason. As soon as it gets to, or no, so that none of that matters. Not explaining this very well. The way sudden shock works, if we try and go off and he Angel's Graces, as soon as we hit his upkeep, we just shoot him with sudden shock, and he can't Angel's Grace in response because it just is instant speed. So I don't think we need 2 though, because there's no real point in drawing it naturally, unless you value ad nauseams to 2 or less, which shouldn't happen. So we'll just put 1 of those in. I don't know if we care to have Slaughter Pact if he tries to Lab Man, because if he's gone off, he'll just pact it. Echoing Truth bounces things. Not really sure that that's even the way you want to go. So Spoils is not great in the mirror. I don't think. I usually just board them all out. I think we'll just run it like this. So I want 1 Echoing Truth for 1 Pentad. What am I casting it on? He has like 2 Lotus Blooms, and that's the only source of his mana. I want 1 Echoing Truth just for reasons. Maybe to bounce a Phyrexian on life in response to an ad nauseam. Yeah, we could maybe do that. Decent hand. Pact is great in this match. Unlife is key, as you saw last go around. Fast mana both ways. Yep. All right, opponent. We're going to play the exact same play. Does he also have Lotus Bloom? Nope. And then we'll get to sleight of hand next turn. Don't want 2 monkeys. Before Labman came around, Simian Spirit Guide Beatdown was kind of the mirror plan, because you couldn't do what we just did last turn. I feel like that's not where you want to be anymore. You want to be going off and winning, because Spirit Guide Beatdown is just too random. It's just like whoever you get rewarded for having the Spirit Guides. So he bottomed with his Scries, which is always good for us. Do we need the Pentad now? No, we need a land. Blue land, preferably. Gemstone Mine counts. Wheel of Serum Visions, maybe an Ad Nauseam. No, do we need 2 on life? Because he could pact it. Something just tells me he will not. So we'll take the land and play on life next turn. All right, Pentad Prism, and nothing. And we will go on life and see if it gets pacted. You can technically pit, nope. There it is. So now we eagerly await our ad nauseam. So we're going to just attempt the same basic maneuver except with sudden shock, which I'm eager to cast. All right, we should get this. There's no point in packing your opponent's mana rocks in the mirror. At least I don't think so. Terrible draw. Maybe let's try something good. As much as we really want ad nauseam, we probably also want that Angel's Grace. So We are in it for the long haul, folks. The amount of mana we have now, maybe I cast some SSG beatdown. Give him a 10-turn clock. That becomes a 15-turn clock when he finds an unlife. I've got 10 mana available. The guide makes it 11. I think this is right. I just warned my opponent he's on a 10-turn clock. Says the pressure's on now. I hope he plays one in response, and then they just kill each other. All right, we really just want to draw an ad nauseam. One pact, though, we're not guaranteed anything. Mainstays anticipate, so feel like he's not necessarily dug much deeper than us, but we found a lot of lands and a lot of things we didn't necessarily need, like the Spirit Guide. There's the ad nauseam. Okay, so now send a message. I don't know, it's very reasonable though that he's got 2 pact and negations, so I do not feel the pressure to do anything. If he tries to add Naus, then we maybe pact his ad Naus. If he packs us back, we add Naus in response. A lot of different options, but right now there's going to be. Alright, I don't like him having unlife, because then he can do the things that we can do. Sunshock becomes less useful. Now it's like a pact and negation war if we let this resolve. If we pact it, then I feel like we need to try and go off soon. We have 1 pact. We should have more than 1. What do we do here? I'm really debating between pacting, ad nauseam in response, and letting it resolve. We're about to lose that time advantage I was talking about. So let's go for it. This is probably rushing things, but we're gonna try and add Naus in response, see what he does. Guarantee he's got to pact this, right? This resolves. I think we're fine. I mean, if he has a pact, he absolutely cannot let this resolve. His other option is to, well, he really has no other option. He needs to pact this if he has a pact. If he tries to, oh, all right. So I think we're just going to win again. And the only way we won't draw I mean, we'll probably leave one card in our library. It really won't matter because we're gonna have to pact his Phyrexian on life either way, so we're gonna have to Angel's Grace on our upkeep. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So we're gonna draw the whole deck rather than leave one in because I think there's 100% chance we're going to Angel's Grace. All right, so we're done with Ad Nauseam. Got our deck. Now we will pact this many times as necessary. Or actually, we unlife him, or I think we'll try and kill him in response, and then pact it after Angel's Graces. And then sudden shock on our upkeep. We could just do that and win gloriously. All right, there is the lethal. Sure. I wonder if he knows he's beat. I wonder if he saw the sudden shock or not. Because if this was happening the other way around and this was on our turn and he saw the sudden shock, he can Angel's Grace immediately on his upkeep before passing priority, knowing that we're going to cast it on him. It still doesn't change anything because we'll get our turn back after we packed everything he tries to do on his turn. But since it's going to our turn, he will just never get priority and we'll just kill him. Now, say we didn't have sudden shock and we needed to kill him on our turn, and we're going to Echoing Truth his Phyrexian on life. We have to remember that that gets rid of our Phyrexian on life as well. So you have to Angel's Grace if you're going to get rid of your own Phyrexian on life. If he has pact in hand and didn't plan on our Ad Nauseam, that is a big oops on his part because I'm not sure what he's waiting for or what he's thinking about. Okay, yeah. Go there, take him to 1. And we packed this. Now we just wait and cast our split second 2 damage spell. I can't conceivably think of a way we lose here. We don't care about that. He topped something. Then he played a land. He must have an Angel's Grace. since he hasn't conceded. But we're going to win right now. Upkeep. Boom. Sorry, opponent. Then the old GG. So yeah, there are our infect tech paid off. So we are now 3-1. The critical difference between breaking even and winning. Let's just go ahead and run this last match. Ugh, mirror match. I feel okay about that, the way that went. I don't know. I think we just kind of had the right stuff when our opponent didn't. It may, again, have been incorrect to go off when we did on the last game. We got lucky. He had no pact the negation. We had one, so he needed two. But with 7 cards, 2 Serum Visions, and an Anticipate, it was very likely he had to. So he's running an interesting list. So usually the lists that run Anticipate don't run the Scars lands. They run like the Fetch Shock base, and that list is a very good list too. I play that list as well. I feel like the Spoils list is currently better for the meta. I don't know if he had Spoils or not. We never got to see it. But you just generally don't see the Anticipate in the version that plays the Seacrum Coast and Darksilk Shores that we're on. So you may just have 2 less sleight of hand for Anticipate, or you may have Anticipate in place of Spoils. I don't know. But here we go. All right, lost the die roll. This hand has everything but enough lands to play the stuff. We really can't keep this. If we had a Lotus Bloom, we could consider it, but got them all again. This is slightly better with a scry. It should be okay. It's a good scry. Let's see what we're up against. Fortunately, we have redundancy against turn 1 discard. Not against turn 1 and turn 2. No, that's not going to be an issue. Ugh. So, be like green-white. Death, basically Hatebears. This is just a dismal matchup that gets worse after sideboard. So, especially without mana rocks, because Leonin Arbiter is going to come in, our lands are going to get strip mined. He's going to play a Thalia here. Voice is like the better of the things that he could be playing. So we really don't want to miss the land. We go if we go Sleight of Hand, we're going to see 2 and a third. We do Serum Visions, we're going to see. I think it's still right to Sleight first. Yeah. We'll just take the coast and then we'll scry again. Top that. Mana rocks would be better at this point, but Tech Edge, so we can count on losing a land. That's why, like I said, Mana rocks would be better at this point. Voice doesn't get him a lot of value. We don't usually do things on our opponent's turn unless we're going to win. So do we just... Yeah, I'm guessing he has... If he has main deck way to deal with that. He might have Pride Mates or Pride Mage. Not sure. Maybe this is more of a green-white mid-range and not straight Hatebears. Matchup isn't god awful, but like as soon as Thalia comes down, it's just like bleh. All right, so maybe this is more just a green-white aggro, which I have a better chance against. I feel like there's still a lot of sideboard hate coming in. All right, so really still want a mana rock because we're gonna play land. I think it's promptly gonna get, that's what we needed. Serum Visions. I can't see us needing that second ad nause, so bottom that. Keep this land on top as well. Fire this off. Thalia still really messes with us. I think we're still okay even if that happens, because even if he blows up land, we can play the gemstone mine that's on the top of our library. Unless he can make us also have to cast an Angel's Grace. He can like play a Thalia and blow up our unlife somehow. I don't know if he's got the means to do that. Is he just gonna tech edge something? Yeah. All right, well that happens. Man, we'll take 8. That's not really, well, we may take more than 8 if he vials in another Wilt Leaf, but that doesn't matter. All right, I think we're actually going to get there. And this even gives us the ability to Angel's Grace in response to anything he does, which spoils for a pact, but I don't think there's anything we're going to have to pact. Anything he does, he's going to vial in. Can't think of anything on 4 that he vials in that disrupts our combo. So I think we got there. Draws a card. That seems like a desperation play. Okay. I mean, he still has the ability to vial in, something that we can't counter, but I just don't know what he's vialing in. I feel like he'll have, so I still don't know his list, so it's not the straight Hatebears that I thought it was. I'm just waiting for him to vial in something I'm just not thinking of that wrecks me, but most of the things that would wreck me are not for CMC, like the hate cards. Yeah, I think we're just gonna win. Yep. All right. So So sideboard plan here will be 2 Echoing Truths and a Slaughter Pact. Slaughter Pact for Forge Tender. He has it. Eidolon of Rhetoric. Sometimes they do that. They will vial that in. Really expecting Stony Silence, so 2 of those. We're going to keep 2 packs in case we have to deal with like an Eidolon of Rhetoric. Sudden Shock isn't enough to kill that, so I think this is how we do it. Winning game 1 really helped, because I still think this is, depending on his list, like if he's got Thalias and Arbiters and that, as well as what we saw, it's a terrible matchup. Okay, good hand. Let's see what happens. Turn 1 vial. No. Go sleight of hand. We'll just take the coast, send that off, pass the turn. Ghost Quarter and Arbiter. Strip mining begins. No, not if he's tapping for green. No, changing to white. Thalia, Arbiter. All right, so So I mean, we do have 2 islands we can search out, so I don't think we play our Pented here. We don't need to. I would like to Serum Visions. Maybe we do play our Pentad, and then if he wants to just waste his, he could have Thalia. I'm just worried about Thalia, and if that happens, we need all the mana we can get. But we still do need the other half of our combo too, so at least next turn we can Serum Visions without having to worry about Ghost Quarter being strip mine. Yeah, see, this is what we didn't want. All right, so now he's gonna, probably just gonna have to let him, there's the pact. Not that we could have pacted Thalia. We can cast a Pented for 3 and then just let him take a land. Yeah, I think that's what we do. This is still going to be really hard to win. Yeah, so we knew that was going to happen. Can't. Is it worth it to pay 2 off the Prism? I feel like no. If he has Stony Silence, then it's kind of a blowout, but then it would have been better. If he has Stony Silence, we're just not going to win. We just won't. So I guess we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I think we just got lucky game 1 that he didn't see the 2 cards that are sitting on the table now that are just great against us. If this is Stony Silence, we're wrecked. All right, so he's going to go attacking first. We'll take 4. Now, what are you going to do, opponent? I don't know why they board this in against us. It does nothing. Gains them 1 life when we cast the Lightning Storm. I don't understand. All right, so we have to pay 1 for this to come down, which we'll do. Fortunately, we find this gemstone mine, which lets us serum visions. We want another serum visions. Guess so. I don't know, we might be moving too slow here because like at any minute if he plays Stony Silence, well now we have to pact it and then waste mana paying for the pact, which is almost just as bad. We're at 8. So now I worry he doesn't play anything. Okay, we should probably get another turn then. So let's see what we draw off of this. That's what we needed. All right. So the only thing we really care to draw is a land off the top. We don't have enough mana now, do we? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? We do. No. Wait, did we play land yet? We did not play land this turn. Right. Double check here. No. Because he did his turn. Yeah, and then we just cast Serum Vision. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can play land. And this is going to cost us 5. And that's going to cost us 6, 7. And then we'll have 3 Spirit Guides plus 1 extra for the extra being the land we played to play Lightning Storm, right? Yeah, 6, 7, 8 to go off. That's going to cost 6, and that's going to cost 2. Then then we have 4 left. Yeah, so I think we got there. Yeah. Wow. All right. This is such a bad matchup too. In all honesty, we got very lucky the first game that he didn't play any Thalias or Arbiters. In game 2, I guess, the Pentad for 3 was clutch and no Stony Silence out of our opponent. And we play the mine. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll tap it for red because, and we're doing it, so he'll gain a life, so we'll keep that in mind. Okay, this is going to do 19 damage, so the life he gains doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm not really sure why they board in Core Firewalker, because this is the only red spell we're going to play. Gains them 1 life. Oh, fudge. What's he Echoing Truth? We drew an Echoing Truth. I don't see what that does. It's going to say if he manatizes us, he would have won because we can't pact it. So yeah, I don't know why he bothered with the Even Mind sensor. Maybe just for fun. Yeah, that echoing truth that was revealed was mine. Why would he have that? All right, so he's going to gain his life. Go up to 18. And we're doing 19. Even if he pitches lands, we have more than he has cards in hand. He's going to do it. Oh, nope, that's it. Way to go. All right, needed that one. Unfortunately, these Shadows over Innistrad packs are not nearly what they were at the beginning. Need the new set to come out, and these will, the packs will go back closer to 4 ticks. So anyways, there it was. So I'll be streaming these leagues as often as I can. I don't really have a set schedule at the moment. I kind of just do it when I have time. Late at night will probably be more frequently than other times, but you can rewatch them at YouTube. The channel is called MTG Ad Nauseam, real clever name on my part, but I send them over from Twitch over to YouTube, so they're all archived there, and then they're on Twitch too. A certain number of them. So I'm new to this, and I still have to figure out how to make my screen look pretty for you guys. I'm working on one screen on a laptop. I know most people have 2 monitors, and that makes it easier. So brand new to Twitch, within the last week. So that's it. Give the channel a follow if you want to. Otherwise, you can watch these, like I said, over at YouTube, and we'll see you guys.